And finally, another single title category, Exploitation.
We picked out a couple of songs from the 70s.
Which we think are exemplary in their regard.
Yeah. The first one, I will say, you had Mrs. Robinson in 1968, but she was rather fraught with a lot of sociological stuff. And then maybe way up in the year 2003, you had Stacy's Mom that was never even acted on.
Who are those guys?
Fountains of Wayne,
I
believe.
Yeah. They're winking at the audience through the whole song.
What do these have in common? Well, Mrs. Robinson, okay, and Stacy's Mom. So we got some illicit sex.
Fat Bottom Girls Queen.
Yeah, that fits, but that's not the song I'm talking about. And this is actually a rather obscure. It wasn't a very big hit, like peaked in the 30s, but God, what was it about 1975? But anyway, I'm talking about a rather obscure artist who had one top 40 hit. But
predatory anyway, sexual.
It's not incestuous.
No,
but
it's just predatory.
It's milfish, I guess we could say. We're talking about Judy May. Judy May by Boomer Castleman. Huh? You guys remember? You guys remember Judy May?
No. The thing is, if you grew up in our time period, it will tick off some memory in your brain.
Well, yeah, maybe you'll remember.
No, you will have been fascinated by it, or you will have absolutely loathed it on contact.
Yeah, definitely. What we have here is a teenage boy.
Mary Kay Letourneau situation.
Well, she wasn't a teacher, but she was the stepmom.
That'll do.
Stepmom. And the dad goes away a lot. Judy May, she sure had a way of looking after me. Oh, her eyes would sparkle and shine every time Papa got ready to leave. And of course, what happens is exactly what you think happens. But one night, when what is exactly what you think happens is happening, they think they hear something from a window. Oh, and I think Judy May comments, "I think that's just the wind," says Judy May. Well, you know, it was outside the window.
It's actually got the same kind of groove as Angie Baby.
Yeah, a little bit. He wrecked his car, killed himself, right? And you had the officer who commented that, your papa could drive too good to even try to take a turn that wide. I just imagine that last scene that the kid and the stepmom were cuddling on a couch watching Game of Thrones episodes together. That's a bad show. But yeah, we had this very taboo sexual thing that was a minor, peaked in the 30s.
Well, no. Think about it this way. The sexual world is wide open, all right?
Yeah.
You can't get gay relationships on the charts, except Killing of Georgie by Rod Stewart.
Yeah.
But you can get illicit adult and minor sexual relations on the radio.
And that had to be the sole reason it was a hit.
Yeah.
The music wasn't especially... and the chorus was very ordinary.
Like you would expect
Judy May, she sure had a way of looking after. And it was even sung lecherously, wouldn't you say? I mean, what other redeeming quality did it have, if anything?
I'm saying is that after that kind of thing, which survived completely on its titillation factor, it was a big word. Oh, Charlie's Angels. Oh, it's titillation television. All the poobahs said. But the thing is, just shortly after that, every kind of situation like this becomes a burlesque. Fat Bottom Girls, right? Young Freddie Mercury, or the young character in the song, is laid by his babysitter.
Big Fat Fanny.
And it's just goofball stuff. It's nothing. No one takes it seriously anymore. It's like taboo.
Well,
there are taboos.
Well, I will tell you that Boomer had a hand in this other song that we're going to talk about, much to my, at first, surprise. But then when I thought of Judy May, I thought, oh, well, maybe that's not so surprising.
And we did not know until we looked this up that Boomer Castleman produced this 1977 single.
Which is probably really getting to the bottom of the barrel, I think, for the whole damn episode here.
Oh,
And-
for the 70s. It's one of the worst
Yeah.
novelty singles after
Yeah.
Undercover Angel of
Yeah.
the 70s. And it's also in 77.
Yeah, it wasn't number one. It was a pretty good
No,
hit.
but it doesn't matter. That stuff still managed to claw its way onto
Well,
the chart.
Stealing a phrase from the Yellow Pages advertising, my fingers did the walking on the title of the song was Telephone Man by Mary Wilson. The
Yep.
M-E-R-I Mary Wilson. Not the other Mary Wilson of the...
Hey, baby, I'm your telephone man.
Wow. I'm just going to let you handle this one.
No,
Seriously.
there's not much handling to do.
What do you say?
Well, no, what it is a porn scenario as a pop song. Which, except for Andrea True Connections, More in 75, is really the first entrance of genuine, no rules, porn scenarios. Okay, I
don't know. Donna Summer started with "Love to Love You, Baby," but I swear to God, she wouldn't come within 2 miles of this song.
No, exactly. Well, the porn on that song is in the moaning bits, and there were moaning bits on Rod Stewart records. There were moaning bits on Major Harris records. That's not the thing. The thing is, the whole setup is the start of a porn movie, which we didn't know in 1977. But then, honestly, all you've got is basically Debbie doing Dallas.
I think there's way too many telephones in this house.
Well, yeah.
I mean, nobody gets this many telephones installed. You only need one or two in the 70s, right?
Yeah.
I mean, how many places did he hang the telephone?
Well, let's not forget. Although you should.
Oh, where did she get it? She got it. She got the telephone. It wasn't the
right. Let's not forget though.
Just keep on with the segment. I'm just going to hide behind this.
I know. It's the kind of thing that makes you blush then. It makes you blush a little bit now. The follow-up, which fortunately did not make the
There was a follow-up. There was a follow-up to the telephone, and some of you are dying to know what it was, so you can rush out to buy it.
Yes.
Tell them what it is.
You can YouTube it. Peter the Meter Reader.
Peter the Meter Reader! That's our classic. That's right up there with Born to Run and Satisfaction and Like a Rolling Stone, don't you think?
Yeah.
Peter the Meter Reader.
Yeah.
Gotta be.
No, she was all about Handyman.
Oh, okay.
Not James Taylor's Handyman, based on a Motown classic, but Handyman. In fact, the first appearance that it makes on the lower reaches of the chart in the Hot 100 has it listed as Telephone Men, which would actually be the accurate porn movie title for that song. It's just embarrassing. It is ceaselessly embarrassing. However,
I have not gone back to listen to that song, actually, because I'm very loose on the details.
You must. But what about Mary Wilson? You know
Mary
Wilson.
Well, what do I know? Just from reading up a little bit.
I know, this is just
Mary Wilson.
Whatever.
Yeah. Well, Mary, she had a hand in writing this Telephone Man. She actually was a songwriter.
She had a hand in.
She tried to make it as a songwriter and ran into Boomer Castleman and helped and produced this hit. But she'd had some sort of
no. First, she got her degree.
She got her degree in music education at a school that this guy was once taught at, Georgia State University.
English though.
Yes, English. Yeah. But she got her degree in music education at Georgia State. Tried to make it as a singer-songwriter, and at some point along the way had, I think, some sort of a car accident where she was in a body cast. Bless her heart, and was not able to follow up with the success of Telephone Man. And years later, when she was 53 years old, in an ice storm in Americus, Georgia, unfortunately, she lost control of a car and in an ice storm and died from injuries suffered in that accident at the age of 53.
So here's the tragic lesson, okay? If you're going to try to make it on the charts, please, we beg you, do not do a stupid novelty hit. Example number 2 from 1975. On John Denver's label, the Starland Vocal Band. And perversely, this thing actually has some beautiful music on it, but I know everybody in our audience, especially the young people who really love that first Anchorman movie, they're already in their heads, it's playing, right?
Skyrockets in Flight. Afternoon Delight.
We can make you like
I'm sorry.
But you just listen to the very first song on it. It's a beautiful a cappella vocal version of Boulder to Birmingham by Emmylou Harris.
Seriously.
And it's a lovely, lovely thing. But what became the hit?
What became the hit?
The stupid, squishy, dumb novelty hit.
Afternoon Delight.
And that was it. That was it. Apparently, we have read in the monolith, in the Billboard Bible, the Ultimate Bible, the Hot 100 hits, apparently low on the charts. Hail, hail, rock and roll. I'm not sure I have.
I mean, that sounds like you're pulling my leg.
Yeah.
Starland Vocal Band covered Hail, Hail, Rock and Roll. Chuck Berry's Hail, Hail, Rock and Roll.
Well, they wanted to do everything, and that's always a bad idea, even if you just want to be a cornball.
Talk about truth stranger than fiction.
Band from California.
Okay.
Yeah. So the Mary Wilson lesson is really, really be careful what you wish for. You just might get it.
Starland Vocal Band, that song was the Grammy Song of the Year that year.
Of course it was. I know, but I think you've really got to get over that.
Probably were the best new artists.
You've really got to get, as a cultural critic, you really have to get over this
Grammys are
knee-jerk loathing of the Grammys.
Terrible of picking.
Well, of course they're terrible. Everybody in it is over 40. Of course they voted for Jethro Tull for Heavy Metal Band of the Year in 1988 because they had no idea what heavy metal was.
Sure, Jethro Tull sounds like a heavy metal band name, so what the hell? Yeah, well. But we went from there. At the end of the 70s, we started kind of veering off of the charts, and our very first rock concert was by...
That was not off the charts, and it wasn't at the end of the 70s.
It wasn't. It wasn't. No, it wasn't. Yeah,
we're gonna get there.
But that was our starting point. Some of the women and their depictions that we covered in this episode, and then was it 79 that we went to see this band, our first rock concert, and it was Heart.
I actually think it was 78.
78. Okay.
In my mind, Heartless was something we had to hear, which is on their third album, Magazine.
Yeah. We drove there in my Dodge Dart that had practically no brakes.
We tried to smuggle bottles of champagne.
Oh, do we need to tell everybody that?
We don't have to.
They fell out of our socks. I'm sure your sister will remember that.
And nobody cared.
Bob Welch was their opening.
Yes, Hot Love, Cold World.
Yes. Barracuda was their hit at the time, I believe. But yeah,
this one, of course, contains their most Zeppelin-esque song ever, Mistral Wind. And still blows your mind today.
And speaking of when Zeppelin was inducted into Kennedy Center.
Oh, that was so sweet.
Heart's cover of Stairway to Heaven with the full choir was awesome.
It made Jimmy Page cry. That's all I have to say.
It made Jimmy Page cry. It was the first fresh time I'd been able to hear Stairway to Heaven in years.
And this is actually a very excellent late period recreation of their old sound. It has some great songs on it, but mostly it has a great sound. It sounds like classic Heart.
Classic Heart, yeah. So, and then from there, and then I guess as you say, then we made our way kind of off the charts then and into some other areas, and these women were a fave. Still are.
And would somebody please bother all the sisters? Maggie Terry says, would you please bother somebody to put out a Blu-ray of a concert of yours? Whatever one was recorded. I saw a great one on PBS back in the 80s, but it sounds like crap on my old VHS tape. Please fulfill my dreams and put that stuff out.
Yeah, Maggie's sort of kind of retired from it.
Yeah, but you still got the history that we would still like to relive. The last time I saw him, I know it was probably DC when you last saw them.
One of my musical regrets in life,
Yeah.
it's a bucket list thing that will never happen for me, is that I never got up to see the Roaches do a street concert in New York City during the Christmas holiday season.
Well, yeah.
Just
But I
couldn't happen for
did
me.
with my friend Brian. I saw him at an in-town festival in Birmingham in the mid-late 90s. On the main stage, 10,000 Alabamians were doing the YMCA dance. And we were at the Roaches stage, and they performed a wonderful concert. They said they'd never performed in Alabama, and it was just heartbreakingly beautiful.
All the rockers, Chrissy Hahn, all the punk rockers, Laurie Anderson, Indigo Girls, Lucinda Williams, who still remains a
Bangles,
favorite.
Go-Go's.
Bangles, Go-Go's, which I was I was heavily into this. like a freaking groupie following in the Miranda country.
Let us never mention the New Orleans
Let's
trip
talk
for
about
the Bangles.
Talk about some of those episodes. Staying at the YMCA in New Orleans while chasing the Bangles. But I got a pic from Vicki Peterson, which I still treasure. She placed it into the palm of my hand when I was on the front of the stage. I think it was some out of the way place like Murray State, Kentucky, which they were probably wondering, why the fuck are we playing Murray State, Kentucky? But Vicki, I still have that pic and I still treasure it. You got to start somewhere. We started with some of these in the 70s and went from there, and we are always still very interested.
We shall now conclude with...
People say that life is strange.
But compared to what? See ya.
This has been a TCP Tough Cat Productions Incorporated show.